Alright, hello all, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, today we are going to be doing another How Hard Can the Unit Hit video. Uh, so this is actually kind of crazy. I remember commenting in several of the videos recently, where I was like, because we've had so many like really strong characters. I was like, yeah, it's up there in like the 10th anniversary tier. I don't remember what Super Saiyan 4 Goku got up to. I kept saying something along those lines, right? Well, it would appear there's actually a decent reason why I couldn't remember. It's because I fucking haven't done him. I did a defense stacking for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And I mean, you can check the playlist. I do have all the stacking videos in the sort of separate playlists. I sincerely thought that I had done one. I guess I haven't. I you know I'm honestly kind of shocked that I haven't. But I mean, I don't. It's not in here, so I suppose I haven't. So that's we're correcting that. I did. Originally I found it because I wanted to look through the list. I was like, okay, what characters? I can't always remember every single character I've done. I was like, what characters have I not done that would work good for be sort of thematic for part two, being GT related. And that's when I realized I actually saw this the other day, but I was recording a bunch, so I'm just now getting around to starting this stacking video. I realized I've never done one for him. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Now this friend build, while there's no like raw attack, obviously we have link level 10. We do have 26 additional, so very, very often should be getting the additional super, right? And with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean, the numbers he can build up to, it's actually pretty insane with like the phase 2 and everything. So obviously we do have Gogeta here. We'll use him as the active skill. He should also be very helpful with the Dokkan attacks. And then I'm just bringing a bunch of characters that more or less, if I need to get a Dokkan attack with them, I can. I'm actually not sure exactly how much damage they'll do, but I think it should be fine more or less. But yeah, that all out of the way. I suppose let's just jump in. Let's get started. I'm very curious what we're going to be able to get up to with him. Because the thing with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, whereas a lot of the big characters, greatly stack attack, he only normally stacks. He does do it several times a turn, but still, a 20% stack versus a 50% stack is definitely a huge difference. So we'll have to see what we can get out of him. I'm not really sure. But his phase 2 is so insane that I think he's going to have to be good. Now, usually I would actually play out the first couple of turns. But I'm going to be honest. Now that I'm jumping in here, I don't really think I need to. I'll probably like get his transformation into Golden Great Ape and then Golden Great Ape into Super Saiyan 4 Goku in here. But he doesn't actually start stacking until we transform him, so I suppose there's no point in just playing out the first like 5 or so turns, right? So with that being said, I suppose we'll cut away for just a moment, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back here. Let's get this in. Now I do have, obviously, my Super Saiyan 4 Goku support is already up. I do need orbs for. Well, we'll see how this goes. I do need orbs for Goku. That's definitely something that's a very big priority here. Okay, if he'd stop moving his hands in the way, man. Goku, please. I need to see, buddy. That should be good. Okay. But with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, obviously he will be able to stack up pretty nicely. I mean, the 2 guaranteed supers, even though we aren't uh, greatly stacking it, is pretty good. And then, I mean, the friend build obviously has the 26 additional. It's a 52% chance per attack to get the super, or I suppose rather the hidden potential attack in general, which then it's a 50-50 from there. So I feel like our odds are pretty decent. We do have Gogeta. I do have the Super Saiyan 4s here. So essentially later on, we're going to be able to have all of our links, the active skill, the items, everything. I feel like it's going to be very, very insane. Now, he should get enough from these intros, right? I guess he does, okay. I'm curious, what are we... I mean, obviously we're not doing defense here, but okay. I just wanted to see what he's going to be at, because we do have the other Super Saiyan 4 Goku support up. I mean, it's not going to be the biggest deal as we progress through, obviously. But it is something that's, sort of neat. It will help at least a little bit, because it is essentially worth a little bit over 2 stacks for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So it will help later on do a little bit extra damage. Not the most, right, but a decent bit extra. So I do think he should look very good. I'm honestly not sure what to expect entirely, but let's see what we got here. Okay, so he's at 37.1 already. Now it is worth noting, I suppose I should have shown his links here, huh? He doesn't have all of his big links though. 24.3. So obviously not the highest right now. 25.2. We're gonna need to build up, right? I mean, once we have the active and all the links, right? Because his links are genuinely like, all these like Super Saiyan 4 characters really do have. I mean, it's like, well, I suppose Daima Goku wouldn't probably rely on them as much because he won't have GT obviously, but regardless, besides him, like GT Super Saiyan 4s, I suppose, are like just as important as villains, damn near, to get their links leveled up. So he'll get quite a bit from there. I do think by the time we get him fully stacked up, he should be looking pretty crazy. I don't really know honestly what though. Because the thing is here, I mean, obviously most characters I do, especially recently, are doing greatly raised, and they're doing several instances of it a turn. Now, Rose and the tag, and Blue Goku are very, very unique in the sense that they are only stacking once, but their kit just has so much numbers all around that they only need to stack once, because also with their actives, right, the support from their own teams, they just jump up quite a lot naturally. So they're a little bit of a special case, at least for now. I mean, we'll see how they handle power creep throughout the rest of the year, right? I mean, it is worth noting, and we do have like the Rose Masu fight, right? It is worth noting that this is usually the point in the year that, I mean, look at last year Tanabata, we had the Goku Frieza fight. It's usually when they will try to get power creep, like halfway through the year. That way the meta shifts and, it's a gacha game. They want us to spend money. Not advised, but they do want you to, right? So obviously they are going to keep trying to shift the meta. It is very crazy, though, I will say, just how much damage has changed within the last year and a half or so. I mean, especially as a global player, I mean, damn near just 1 year ago to the date, I mean, look at like AGL Broly, right? And he would, do what, some like 14 mil I forget exactly, 14 mil into like a couple of 18 mils stacking up, and then, or not 18 mils, 8 mils. Right? He wouldn't even have like crit guaranteed. And then his transform turn, which would be like, oh my god, he's insane, would be like a 24 mil into like, what, 3 or 4, however many you can do, 18, 19, 20 some odd mils. Like, I don't know, it's just very crazy how we go from not even guaranteed crit and like in the teens and 20 mils to, oh yeah, here's fucking Gogeta 4 who's doing 4 or 3 or 4, 60 million crit supers. It's like, where, how, what happened, man? It's so crazy. I mean, realistically, it's the damage nullification mechanic they've been adding to a lot of these bosses, but it still really makes these obviously explode very significant, right? So that all being said, though, we do actually have support, I believe, from this guy. Oh no, he doesn't. I thought he supported by like 30%. Am I thinking of someone else? Does Broly support? No, and I don't think it's Gohan. I thought one of these guys supported. I mean, not that I'd have them on the big turn later on anyway, because obviously we'd need the Super Saiyan 4s and Gogeta for that, but I thought someone supported. I guess not. Okay, I mean, it's not the biggest deal. We'll make this our last sort of turn now, for now, I suppose, though. I mean, I do like to try and do 2 turns just to show how much we're increasing between turn by turn. I mean, it does take a while to stack these up. At least for a team like this where I'm bringing a lot of these sort of shitty animation, 1 super tech characters, it actually probably will go kind of quick comparatively to others, but it's still going to obviously take a while. So I just like to show the initial turns to show what the stack is really going to do for us. But that being said, let's just get this done and over with, and we'll see what we're at already. And once again, obviously, we do have the other Super Saiyan 4 Goku support still. So I would say he should look pretty good here after the 3 supers he got last turn. I mean, he doesn't have any like attack support. I forgot to show his links again, didn't I? God damn it. Well, anyway, he still, I think he's going to look pretty good. I'll see here. Please dodge. Yeah, this Goku's just so good. 42.6. Now, wasn't that like 38, 36, something like that the turn before? 28.4. So we're increasing a decent bit, right? I mean, it's not like, very, very explosive, but okay, and now this is 29.3. So, I mean, that's what, like a 900,000 increase? If we're doing 3 supers a turn, 900,000 increase per, I would say that is pretty decent, especially once, later on we have the active and the items and all the good stuff, right? So, and we don't even have all of our links right now, so that's also important to note. But that being said, I'm going to cut away. I'm going to get to stacking. I do want to get this out tonight. I mean, it's still pretty early into the day, but, just to be safe. I'm going to get to stacking. We'll be back, and we will see just how hard Super Saiyan 4 Goku can hit. All right, so we are back here. We are up to turn 100. And Goku has gotten 110 supers. Of the 130 attacks, so I mean, we failed 20 hidden potentials. I'd say that's pretty good. Honestly, I'm satisfied with that. So, we're ready to get started here. Obviously, we do have them next to the Super Saiyan 4s. We have everything active, excluding prepared for battle. However, we will get this next to Gogeta on the active skill turns, so we will actually be able to get everything active. Obviously, he is getting support from the other Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But besides that, actually, we don't have any like Phase 1 support or anything on this team. I mean, Giant 8 power it's a little restrictive in the sense that, like, even, say, with STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, they're about to Super EZA. Say they get support, like a lot of the Super EZAs can, or a lot of the Super EZAs do. Even then I don't think I'd really be able to use. And the issue with a lot of the Giant 8 power characters is, you know, they have counters, right? And if I'm hitting Rose with these counters, especially by these big boys, you know, like the LR Super Saiyan Force, he's dusted. He's done. He does not have a lot of HP, this Rose. So I do have to think about the team building in a peculiar way, right, to make sure I don't kill Rose. But I think we're pretty good here. So let's gather our key spheres. Let's get started. Get the base turn out of Goku. We obviously haven't used the items or anything yet. So this is just like the sort of raw turn. And I will say, I do think he's going to look very, very good. I have an idea what he's going to be hitting here for. And, I mean, certainly, I don't think he's going to get, and I could be wrong, I don't think he's going to get as high as some of the other characters we've done. But he should get very, very high up. So I think he looks good. I I only wish I'd done this sooner, honestly. I suppose it's good that, you know, it's here for like GT theme, but I thought I had done him. I mean, no wonder I could never remember, right? I don't know. There was a lot of stacking characters that came out with the 10th anniversary, so, you know, even like full power Frieza slipped through the cracks for a little bit for me. Okay, here we go. So we are up to 168 million. Obviously could be higher. Not, you know, I mean, when you look at some of the other characters, it's not as impressive. But I would say 168 mil is still really good. Obviously, we don't have the active or the items up. So, I mean, he's going to get pretty high, I will say. It's maybe it's more of an issue, like, with the team. Like, there's not a lot I can necessarily do, at least with the current lineup I have. Like, even if I had my own Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I couldn't even... Because I'm thinking, like, maybe, like, bringing Pan could be pretty helpful, right? But I couldn't even really bring her. You know, I have to do this in a certain way. Because, you know, my Goku is only 55%, right? So I definitely want to use a rainbow one. But if I use a rainbow one, then essentially my option is I run Grade 8 power, or Giant 8 power, whatever. Or I don't really run the team. I mean, I suppose he's on Vegito's 220, right? He definitely should be. But then, you know, I still have to bring full Giant 8 power, essentially, right? So it doesn't really change too much. If only he was on, like, Gogeta's 220 and, you know, I had him, like, Rainbow. I mean, that'd be perfect. But, obviously, unfortunately, I do not. So, I mean, we make do with what we can. And anyway, I mean, with the active and even, it's a tiny bit, but prepared for battle, I mean, that 5%, you know, the items, he's going to jump up quite a bit. Do I think he's going to break a billion? I don't think so. I might be wrong about that. I don't think he's going to break a billion. But I'd say he's still pretty good. Especially because, I mean, this guy's always been more so as like a support character. And he's a pretty good defensive character. I mean, we saw how high his defense was. And that's without considering all of his massive amount of phase 2 that he gets, right? So, I think for what he is, for what he does, I'm going to be pretty satisfied even if he's not hitting, you know, some of these other big LR numbers. And that is really the thing. You know, he is normally stacking attack and defense, and he can only do it guaranteed twice a turn, sometimes 3, whereas, I mean, you look at, like, the Super Saiyan 4s here, and they can do it, like, 4 times a turn, and they're greatly raising. So it's hard to compete when everyone else is greatly raising, but I still think for normally raising, he does a decent job of competing, so I'm pretty satisfied overall. Alright, well, here we go. Let's do this, and hope and pray I can actually get lucky with my orbs here. I I typically tend to not, so we're probably gonna have to, or I suppose I'm gonna have to reset several times here, probably. Okay. Actually a good sign. Please. Ah, of course. The physical key spheres. Yeah, this is not only 18. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to reset the turn several times here. I'll come back and do it as good as I can. Maybe if I use like Gogeta first, maybe I can play around that. We'll see. Either way, I'll be right back. Goddamn. Let it be said that I am nothing if not persistent. I spent the last 25 fucking minutes, longest time I've ever had, just trying different fucking scenarios. And I know this looks very similar to what I was trying initially, but I was trying so many things, like having Gogeta go in slot 1, and like, you know, collecting the key spheres with the Super Saiyan 4s, and then fusing with Gogeta in slot 2, then putting him in slot 3, then using his active, then using like the World Tournament announcer, and I tried so many different variations because I don't even fully understand why it works this way, but I know it does for a fact. Doing different actions in different ways, or orders, rather, I suppose, does allow like the RNG for some of these things. Like even crit works this way, right? So if you're trying to like use an active skill, you can like fish around doing it in different slots, maybe collecting key with someone first, right? It is a sort of thing you can do. So it works, with like orb changing or crit, whatever. And mind you, this isn't even perfect, right? This is 20, but it's better than the 18 we had, and I gotta tell you, I was getting to the point where I was starting to think 18 was the only thing I could get. Because I was having 8, 13, 12, 15, 14. Like, I could not get... I couldn't even get, like, 17 or 16. Like, it was pretty bad. However, we do have the orb field at least, so there is that. We're gonna use that, obviously, and collect these before we use Gogeta, because he changes the AGL key spheres. And even though this isn't perfect, I mean, we're missing out on 15% attack, it's 5% per orb. I would still say it's pretty decent. We do have our full links. So we should be looking very, very good. Alright, and let's use the active. Alright, well, without further ado, let's get the turn done. And we'll see what he's up to here. I think he's going to jump up, obviously, quite a bit from where he was before. But I really don't think he's breaking a billion. I suppose I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But if I had to guess, it's probably going to be more in the 700, 800 millish range, I think. I could be wrong about that. I think that's probably roughly where it's going to be, though. So, I mean, even if it is, right, I mean, that's still really good, especially for what he is. Although, I mean, we're going to have to see whether or not I'm correct here. Having all of his links certainly does help, right? We do have, I mean, the World Tournament announcer, that's 130% total. Well, with the items. Well, okay, from both the items, 20%, or 20 orbs, 5% per, Jesus Christ. And then the World Tournament announcer, 30%. That's 130% total, right? Plus the active skill, that's 54%. We have all of our links, so we should be hitting pretty hard here. All right, what do we got? Ooh, okay. 621 mil. I thought we could get a little higher than that. I mean, I suppose this is a friend that has a lot of defense on their build, right? I mean, I showed the build at the start, but because I didn't even have to reset this time around. Okay. Well, I mean, certainly not as high as pretty much any of the other big stackers from the 10th anniversary. I mean, even like, Hit, the new Tag Blues, Rose, they're all beating them out. In fact, honestly, that 600, that range, that's like I think like Mechikabra, Bojack, I think are like in that range. Which, mind you, they are very, very good attack stackers, right? I'm not saying that they aren't. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying comparatively, I'm just so used to with these, seeing very, very high numbers, and that's still a very high number. But I don't know. I suppose I was just expecting a little bit more. I mean, to be fair to Goku, right? He only has the 200% attack phase 1, and we didn't actually have any support with that. So I mean, if you had like a Glorio, right, which I don't like the idea of bringing Glorio here. The reason AGL Gogeta worked so well is, well, Goku, I suppose, is A, he always dodges for me. Well, damn near always dodges for me, whereas my Glorio doesn't. And B, he has guard. So I do feel confident in running him like on the team without a leader skill when he is stacking 4 times a turn. He has guard 80% dodge. Glorio doesn't really. That's why I really don't bring him. He's not. I don't feel the most confident because if I bring him, I know I'm just gonna die, right? So that's why I don't. He certainly he was good, but I think he could have been better. I don't know if I necessarily, at least with what characters I have right now, I don't know if I necessarily could have given a better team build. Is the thing. So a little disappointed, I suppose I should say. But once again, I mean, he is still in the upper, higher tier characters that we've seen, or I suppose that I've seen, right? But he is ballpark, like in that Bojack and Mechikabra range, which is, mind you, I should say, like the next closest thing to like the billions, like Mechikabra and Bojack. I don't really think there's a lot of characters between them in the 600-ish mil range, and the characters that I've gotten in the billion range. Like there's only a certain league of characters that can get that high in the first place, and then there's a kind of a big separation. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I thought he could get a little higher, but certainly still really good. And especially, I mean, he's meant as a supporting defensive character. He's never meant as a big offense character. So, I'll take it. Especially with, his team does have, like the best offense character in the game, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, even though I don't have him. I'm fine with it. Okay, but there we go. We can end this here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.